Hey guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is basic rock guitar. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So what are we talking about today? I show you a little bit and then we go more in details. And so on. I'm gonna show you all you need to know to play a solid rock guitar, starting from the power chords, the techniques, how you play power chords, and the really main or essential lead techniques, which are more than sufficient in many situations. So let's go to the close view. Alright, let's start with the power chords. And that's a quite common name. What is a power chord? That. But what exactly is a power chord? Let's say if you want to play a power chord, you say like you look for an A, in this case the open A string, and then you play the A plus the fifth. So it's only root and the fifth, so only two notes. These two here. Or if you select the A here, that's also a power chord. So either you play the A here, or when we have the A here, the fifth is here. Okay, so this is all a power chord. You can also make an inversion. What does that mean? You don't play the root first, you play the fifth first. Let's go here. You play this one first, then you put the A above. This creates this power chord. So you have either like this or like this. Like this or like this. And it depends a little bit on the technique you want to play, or on the position, or which one you're going to choose. Also, if you which sound you like more. Or, you know, with this one you cannot do this. With this one you can play more fluent stuff, and the other one is more. So the power chord is just these two notes. There are also possibilities to add more than two notes. Then you just double up those notes. As an example, when you have again the A5 here, then you just make a little barre here. Then you have three notes, but it's still a power chord. This one, of course, sounds more powerful. You can do the same here. Instead of like this, you add the additional note. Sounds more powerful, of course. What you also can do is add one note below. In this case we cannot do it. Up here we can do then. So then you have four notes. Sounds even more powerful, especially when you do power chords in lower, this kind of power chord in a lower position. Sounds like a dropped tuning, you know, which is used very often in metal music. If you play a normal guitar and you don't want to go into these drop tunings, or in the 7-string mode, you use those ones. Yeah. So these are basically the way you build up power chords. It's just the root and the fifth in any kind of position, and you can double up those notes the way you like. There are a few chords which have a special appearance. Those where we use open strings. I already said A5, E5 here, and here to make it sound really powerful, we make a barre here in the second fret, and or E5, just go down one, play the the E, the A, and the D string. Then the D5, this is like this. Here, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, then you will play the open A and D string. For me, that's like the typical Les Paul chords, because that's the chord which really bites. And what you need to do is that the chord really bites, you attack really powerfully. Or the G5, you just press here with the middle finger on the 3rd fret and damp the open A string. And if you want, you also add here with the ring finger in the 3rd one. Okay? And do you recognize what that was? A lot of AC/DC songs are built upon those chords. And that's how rock guitar works, and the power chords really work with these open strings. But then you're really tied to these chords. But if you want to play other keys, then you use the ones I showed, the way you like it. So now let's do a little chord progression. Now we know what the power chords are, but how do we make a song? That's not a big thing. And now we're going to A here in the 5th fret, because this way you can transpose it to any key, okay? So we have A5, we have 2 basic chord movements in rock guitar. This is this one here. Here, this is a A5, then you go to C5, to D5, and back. So this is this movement. Or any combinations, whatever. And the second movement is this one here. Down here. So these are these 2 basic movements which you can do. And I created a little track based just on those 2 movements, and you're going to see it sounds the way it should. And so the first exercise would just be to, now we just play with the backing track, just lay in those chords. Second movement. Okay, you just lay in the chords and just let them ring and let those overtones come. You can select different types of power chords, as I already explained before. So you can, like on the C, I would select this dropped tuning type to make it sound more powerful. On the F, we just select the normal ones. Okay, but on the C and the D, we're going to do this dropped simulation. You're going to see already sounds pretty professional then. So that will be that now. After laying the chords, you want to have more movement, and now we're going to start with damping techniques. Damping is really essential in rock guitar because, first of all, you need to hit the right strings, and you have 3 types of damping techniques. One damping technique is really simple. You must So you damp with this part of your hand. You just lay it down on the strings and stop the chord. And now you create a rhythm, and one of the most used rhythm is 1, 2, and 3, 4. You can also stop on 4, but you also can let it ring. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, let's try it. The same thing now with this damping technique. I forgot we have the progression. Yeah. Good, so you can use that one. Another really important technique is the anticipation. When you lay the chords like this, there's not much movement, but you can give this extra kick by using anticipations. How you do that? So you make 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. You change the chord on 4 plus instead of 1. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Then you damp quickly, short before you make this kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also just lay it down and then change the chord on the 4 end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. This alone gives a lot of so that's really cool. The next damping technique is just you put your hand here, it must be around here, this part of your hand here, and then you just attack the strings with downstrokes, and if you're too far here, it's damped too much. If you're too far here, it's not damping. You have to find the best position. Now you and just play straight 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's really important technique, and that's to be very precise. Let's do this. These guys have to be really precise, okay? So that's really important. Now you can do the same anticipation thing again. So you make 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. On 4 end, you already switch on 4 end. Then you release the damping just with a rotation of your hand. And hold it till 1 end. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And this gives really an extra oomph, okay? sounds really cool. The last damping technique was basically the one before. Now you make combinations of damping on this rotation. And then the most common thing is you make 2 damp and 1 released. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 3. You can make the whole row, or in this case I just make 2 of them. And then you still can do the anticipation. And then you're already pretty much ready to go. I forgot that we have a progression here. Same here, of course. Same here, same technique. Now the big, these are basically the main techniques which you're using on power chords. It's like, I always bring this little picture, it's like a cook. These are the ingredients you have to make a really cool rock guitar. The way you mix up salt, pepper and herbs, it's up to you. Don't make too much of one thing. Keep it balanced and then mix it up and make it a nice, really rock and roll rock guitar meal. And then see, you can just be creative with all this stuff and you're gonna sound really cool. That's all about power chords. There's not more to say. The rest is just being really precise and steady and on the beat. And you can work on this over many years and you'll still find new stuff which is cool. Also to make them sound, your power chords sound with the oomph. It looks so easy, and but you need to get the exact grip here. How to attack the strings with your equipment, with your guitar, just to make it sound the way you want. Also, the distortion is a very important thing. In this case, I'm using a medium distortion, but if you use a more high gain distortion, the more gain you have, the more precise you have to be with the damping technique. Let's take a more extreme distortion here. This is now really a strong distortion. Really, I need to find out your way, your sound with your playing technique to get it sound the way you want. Probably you also need some professional insight to make combinations with your equipment, your playing technique to make you sound the way you want. But basically the technique is that, the rest is happening here and with the distortion level. And if you're a beginner, don't use too much gain, because the possibility of having unwanted noises is really bigger when you have more gain. If you have just medium gain, you still have a great power chord sound, but probably not so many noises. I quickly want to do something about lead guitar. I'm gonna switch the backing track now. The backing track till now was just drum and bass. Now here I have some guitar on it. Now let's see what the lead guitar can do, just the basics, okay? Because, as I said, this is basic rock guitar. When you have a tune, as described, is the kind of those chord progressions, then which key would it be in? Of course, it's the first chord, A. And then in this case, it's a minor. Most rock tunes are minor tunes. Even if they have only power chords, there's either minor nor major, but through the progression it's defined as a minor tune. So you use the minor pentatonics. In this case, the A minor pentatonics, that will be this one here. Now the problem is when you play with distortion, you don't do anything, the sound is quite cheesy. First of all, you have a lot of unwanted noise here. If you don't do anything, it sounds quite cheesy, and the main thing of sounding better is, so here it comes again, the proper damping technique. Same position as before. On the low strings, you do the damp technique. Okay. Like from the G string on. Already sounds better now, okay? Second thing, vibrato. So if you play something like that, if you make a long note, you have to have a vibrato on it. There are many, you can talk 2 hours about the proper vibrato. I don't want to go too deep into this here, but try to really form the sound. It's not only that you can able to play long notes. See. So that's really important. So if you play something in a low note, already sounds way better. Now you have this position of the pentatonic. You can use the same position 12 bars above. Here it gets quite tight with the space, but I have really big hands. I have problems here with the pinky, so I don't use the pinky here anymore. Here the vibrato is stronger than below, because if you want to have this typical rock sound, yeah, I hardly go to the low position up here because I find the sound not so nice. But just to have something, you can play the same thing which you played 12 bars below up here. Then you need a position in between. That will be this one here. Okay. You can hear it's the same notes, just a different position. The same method. Here the vibrators are already stronger than below. In the higher position you need more stronger vibrators. If you do this properly, you can hear, I need to make the volume a little bit higher now on the lead guitar. You can hear it already sounds quite good. Now you need something more to sound better, so we come into the bendings. Bendings is the main thing. So we have 3 bendings in this position here. We have this one here. And now here comes the hard part. You make the bending and then vibrato. Also this one here. And this one here. I don't use that one so often, but you have to practice that one anyway. You can make it without vibrato first. Only with this lick here you're gonna sound pretty cool. Let's see how that sounds with this backing track. See, already sounds quite the way it should. Okay. Here we have also 2 bendings. This one here and this one here. Same thing again. Okay. Now you add this vibrato at the end. And same here in the high position, here, there. Same thing here, and as I already said, if you have big hands, as I do, I don't do the bendings with the pinky anymore. I use the ring finger. It's easier to have control over the tone, but you can do as you like. Now let's do this here. Yeah, it's quite simple, okay, and pretty cool. Now you need a last element, and then you're already ready to rock. That will be hammer-on pull-off to make your playing sound quite fun. So you make, instead of playing these notes, you play the first, the second one just hammer in that it sounds. See? Try to play the scale with hammer-ons. Also this one here. Also this one. Okay. The opposite is a little bit harder. Pull off. You come. Now when you pull off, you cannot just pull the hand away. It has to be a little sidewards. That you have the effect of the pull. Maybe it takes more practice. Also here. Yo. Yo. Also these positions here, and then you can put it into your playing, and then you connect the bendings just with hammer-on pull-offs, and there you're already pretty cool dude. Yeah, and the rest is build up speed, get your speed on a proper timing, which I'm not talking about today, but these will be the next steps, and really get a proper intonation. The intonation on the bending, that's quite a task to really have it. And the bad news is, wherever you play it on the fretboard, it's different. If you can play it here, doesn't mean you can play it here. The strength you need is different on any position on the fretboard. So probably looks easy, but it takes some time to really practice this stuff and get it fluent. But these are the basics of any rock guitar solo, and you can really work with these few tips and sound cool. And for many tunes you don't really need more. So but of course, till you have these techniques together that are fluent, especially the vibrato, till it really comes automatically the way you want. It's quite a task, so take your time, maybe get some professional help to check if you're doing everything right. I would recommend that also on the bendings and vibratos. It's quite a task. And when you have a bad day as a guitar player, the spot where you blow it up is mostly on the bendings with vibrato. What is even worse than don't getting the pitch being too low is being too high, because then everybody can hear that you're not really the master of the scene. So as I said, that's the main thing on which takes some time. And one tip, the more you're scared that you don't get the pitch, the less you will hit it. Don't be scared to miss the pitch. And sometimes it's even cool to don't have the pitch in rock guitar. That's cool to sometimes miss the pitch to make it sound more dramatic. I would consider that as kind of an expression, but it's up to you. Alright guys, that was basic rock guitar. It was a long tutorial. I wanted to make one video. I think I have already one video which has the same title, but that was not complete. I recorded that like 10 years ago. But this one is everything complete and is all what you need to get from starting to get something where you can really start to work with, okay? And I wrote this all down, what I was talking about here. A few examples, if you need some, let's say, more guidance on that one. And this stuff, plus the two backing tracks, one backing track, just drum and bass, the other one, drum and bass and guitar, where you can practice all this stuff I was talking about here. It's available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there and get the stuff there. Yo, that's not much more to say at the moment. I know there are a lot of other things to say about rock guitar, but I wanted to keep it on a really simple way that everybody has a chance to fulfill the task. And that's really what it's in. For many tunes, it's enough. If you're playing a lot of rhythm guitar and just a few spots where you have lead guitar, you can work with what I just showed and you're gonna sound cool. Better make it simple but cool, you know. So this stuff really works, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please share the knowledge that me and Dr. Pink are existing to the guitar world out there. See you guys.